In this video, I'm going to talk about how to cut a perfect sleeve. Please, if you are new to my channel, subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any video from me. Now, I have made about 7 steps to follow in order for you to be able to cut a perfect sleeve. And in this our case, the sleeve that I'm going to cut today is long sleeve. We also have short sleeve. So in this our case, we are going to cut long sleeve. One of the steps to follow in order for you to cut a perfect sleeve is to know your measurements. Measurement is very important. What are the measurements do you need to cut a perfect sleeve? 1. The sleeve length. In this my case, the sleeve length is 24.5 inches. 2. Sleeve muzzle. The sleeve muzzle is 11.5 inches. If you have not watched my video on how to take a perfect body measurement, please go through my videos and watch that video before you take your body measurement. Number 3 is our sleeve lower muzzle, which is 10.5 inches. Number 4 is the wrist, which is 7.5 inches in this my case. And lastly, the chest measurement of that your client. In this case, the chest measurement is 38 inches. These are the 5 measurements you need to cut a perfect sleeve. Not your regular one, please. Now, step 2. Use your chest measurement to determine the width or the wideness of the sleeve when folded together, and your folding must be 4 layers. This is what I mean. This is the material I'm going to use to do the cutting. First of all, the material is being folded together with the right side facing me now, but I'm going to turn it to the wrong side soon or later in the video. Now, this is 2 layers. Now let's move to the third step. The third step said, okay, I have not done that yet. Let me turn this material to the wrong side, meaning the wrong side will be facing me while the right side will be facing each other as shown. Now, step 3. Step 2 said, use your shears to determine the width of the sleeve when folded together, and it must be 4 layers. This is what step 2 is talking about. I'm going to fold this fabric like this, and I'll use my chest measurement to determine how wide my folding is going to be. Now let's do that very quick. The chest measurement of this client of mine is 38 inches. So I'm going to divide 38 inches by 4, and that will be 9.5 inches. But when we were cutting the front panel of the top or of the shirt, we added 1 inches for sewing allowance. So in this case, since we added 1 inches, I'm going to add 1 inches to this 9.5 inches. I can add 1.5 inches or 1 inches, but it is better to add 1.5 inches than 1 inches. So in this my case, I'm going to add 1.5 inches. So since the chest is 38, and when I divide it by 4, that will be 9.5 inches. So I am going to add 1.5 inches to 9.5 inches. So when I add them together, it will give me 11, which means the wideness of this material when it is being folded together with 4 layers will be 11 inches. So I'm going to measure this material and see how wide is it. Yes, I have my 11 inches. What I have here is 11¼ inches, but there's no problem. You can use it like that. So now let's go to the next step. Step 3 said allow the folded part to face you. This is what step 3 is saying. Look at the folded parts. Here are the openings of all the 4 layers. These here are the openings. So the folded part is facing me, please, as shown in the video. Make sure your own face you like this. This is the place that I can open to count the layers, except the last one, which you cannot open. So now step 4 says take the length of your sleeve and add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Now in this my case, the sleeve length here is 24.5. I'm going to add 1 inch for sewing allowance, and that will be 25.5 inches. So let's go to the next step. The next step says cut out 3 inches for the sleeve cuff. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to measure 25.5 inches and cut out 3 inches for my cuff. Here is my 25.5 inches. I will mark it. Then roll the line. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out from the sleeve length and the half inches sewing allowance, 3 inches out. Here is my 3 inches. I will mark it out, meaning I will cut it out. Yes, I'm going to cut this one out of the sleeve. Now this is our main focus. Now make sure all your cuttings, all your drawings are on the wrong side of the fabric. Now let's move on to the next step, which is step 6. Please note that the inner seam, this is the inner seam, is facing the other side. The inner seam of a sleeve is always shorter than the out seam. The shortness ranges from 3 to 5 inches. Here is the outer seam of the sleeve, and here is the inner seam of the sleeve. And step 7 says pay attention to what we are going to do on the table. Are you getting what I'm saying? Pay a close attention to what I'm going to do on the table. Now, like I said earlier, the inner seam is always shorter than the outer seam, so it ranges from 3 to 5 inches. So in this my case, I'm going to use 4 inches as the shortness of my inner seam of my sleeve. Here is it, 4 inches, and come here and mark 4 inches. So, and draw the line as shown. I have done this one already. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this portion which I marked out. Now when I divide 11 by 2, I will have 5.5 inches as shown. This is the division of that portion which I marked out. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this portion by 2 as shown. This is how to do that division. Please place one of your ruler here and extend it to this point. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Here are the first box here, the first box that is facing you, and the second box. We have two boxes here already. So I'm going to divide this box here from here to here by 2 and mark. Divide it by 2 and mark. I have 5 3/4 inches here, of which I'm going to divide it by 2. You can use your tape to do the division. Yes, here is the division, and I'm going to mark it by a dotted line. Now also do the same to the second box. I'm going to divide it by 2. Yes, I've done the division already. It is being dotted. Now the next thing I'm going to do, here is our outer seam sleeve. So mark half inches from here to this point. Can you see this? Mark half inches here as shown. This is the half inch I'm talking about. Then also here, which is my inner seam, I'm going to mark in half inches along where I divided. Can you see that? Half inches, please. Here is my half inches in mark. This one is outward mark, and this one is inward mark, half inches. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make an inverted S, not X, but S, an inverted S. Look at what I'm doing. Pay close attention, please. Then your S must pass through where the line intersects. That is where they join together. This junction, you must make sure that your inverted S must pass there, as shown. This is my inverted S. You can see how it looks. It looks like an inverted S, like this. And that is all for this one. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut along where I draw my inverted S, as shown. And I have my sleeve. You can see that. I'm going to notch this place so that is where I'm going to join with the top shoulder. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the sleeve muzzle and the sleeve lower muzzle. What I'm doing here now is out of experience. It has been working for me. In order for us to be able to know your muzzle, mark from here to this place, to this point, 8 inches. I'm going to mark 8 inches and take my sleeve muzzle. Now, mark from here to here, 8 inches for your sleeve muzzle. Then make sure you draw the line. That is where we are going to apply our muzzle measurement. In this my case, the sleeve muzzle of this client of mine is 11.5. So I'm going to divide 11.5 by 2, and that will be 5 3/4 inches. Let me do it here and see it yourself. Here is the division of 11.5 inches, 5 3/4 inches. Place it here and mark. And I'm going to add 1 inches for the sewing allowance. Here is my 1 inches. Please pay a good attention to this place here. So I can use my ruler to connect this point with this point, or I can use my hand to do the connection. This is how to do it, please. This is the connection I was talking about. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take my lower muzzle. If you want to take your lower muzzle, you measure from here up to this point. Hope you can see it. From here to here, 6 inches. Measure 6 inches here. Then mark the line. Now this is where I'm going to apply my lower muzzle measurement. The lower muzzle of this client of mine is 10.5 inches. When I divide it by 2, that will be 5¼ inches. Here is it. This is 5¼ inches. Hope you can see it clearly. So I'm going to apply this measurement on my fabric. Then add 1 inches for sewing allowance. Now that one is done. I'm going to connect this point with the aid of my ruler. Yes, I have it already. Now I'm going to turn this sleeve like this before I take the waist measurement, before I apply the waist measurement on this fabric or on the sleeve. Now our waist here is 7.5 inches. Now the waist of this person is 7.5 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inches for cuff links hole. This is the hole that I'm talking about. The cuff links hole. That half inch simply means that 1 inches means half inches for this side and half inches for this side. So that is it. Now if I add 1 inches to 7.5, that will be 8.5 inches. So I'm going to divide 8.5 inches and mark on my sleeve opening or waist. When I divide 8.5 inches by 2, I have 4¼ inches. So I'm going to mark 4¼ Now, the next thing I'm going to do is the sleeve gaiter. There's what we call gaiter. Let me show you here. The sleeve gaiter I'm talking about is this. In some of the foreign sleeve, you will see something like this. Some folding here. It is locally called gaiter. In order for the sleeve to be free, here is it. Hope you can see that thing. This is 1 inches. Each of these is 1 inches. So since it is 2 and this material is folded together, I'm going to mark 1 inches for the gaiter. Here is my 1 inches for the gaiter. The next thing I'm going to do is to take my sewing allowance, which is also 1 inches. Here's my sewing allowance, and total will be 6.5 inches. So with the aid of my ruler, I'm going to connect this point to this point. Yes, I have my sleeve ready. So I'm going to cut along where I marked as shown. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is the sleeve blanket. Where the sleeve blanket is going to be. The blanket I'm talking about is this. This is a sleeve placket or placket. The sleeve opening. Now, the sleeve opening is 5 inches, but the placket is 7 inches long. That is 7 by 1 inches. The wideness of the placket is 1, while the length of the placket is 7 inches. Now, when cutting the sleeve opening or sleeve opening for the placket, I'm not going to include the sewing allowance. So sewing allowance will be out of the calculation. Here is my sewing allowance. So I'm going to divide the wrist by 2. Now in this case, we have 5¼ which is the total wrist here with the gator. So I will divide it by 2. I have here. Please take note of this. You only put the placket on one side, on each side of the sleeve. Here is the sleeve, 2 sleeves here. So I will only open one side as shown, only this side. So I will mark 5 inches long here as shown. Here is the sleeve opening, 5 inches long. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the wrong side of the fabric. Use the chalk to signify that this place is the wrong side, and where I didn't mark is the right side. Make sure you do this, please. And that is all for the cutting of long sleeve or sleeve of a top. If you are cutting a short sleeve, no need for all this. All you need is the muzzle of the sleeve. In our next video, I will make a video on how to cut a short